This is Single, Saved, and Growing, where we share the real life of single life with open and honest conversations with Queen Ky and Madam Tjay. Hey, y'all.
What's going on?
Welcome back. Okay, y'all, first we have to take a moment and celebrate.
Woo, woo, woo.
Y'all, we have 10 episodes. Okay, 10 episodes. That's such an accomplishment. I'm so happy. Because people be stopping after 2.
After 1.
And we had a lot going on, too. We had a lot of going on.
Life has been lifing.
Life has been lifing. So I'm so excited that we made it to 10 episodes. Like, y'all, thank you for rocking with us. The people who came since day one, the people who is coming in, and the people to come, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for listening. We've been having a good time. So I'm very excited for what we will continue to do on Single, Saved, and Growing, okay? Because we won't always be single, but you'll always be growing, okay? All right, and last time we talked about all my exes live in Texas, okay?
And so today we're just going to double back on abstinence, because I think in that episode we kind of just said, this is what I don't do, this is what I should do, and we just kind of said a lot of don'ts and do. And I think it's important that we say why, and if we give the practical tools and how you can get to these points, and we don't want to leave you guys hanging. And I think that's a big problem that we had. That's a big problem that we have in the church, and also just in life. You just tell your kids no, and you don't tell them why. You don't give them the tools, and we don't live in that time anymore where you can just say don't do this and people don't do it. Like I will be more likely not to do it if you tell me why, or if you tell me how I can do the other thing, so I won't go back to that. Right. So we just want to dive a little bit deeper into abstinence and how and what this looks like in everyday life.
Right. And I wonder, like, even just like, why don't we talk about these things? Like, why is it so hard to say, don't do this because this and that? Like, or even like letting your this and that be a real answer, and not just because this is what my mama told me to do. This is what I ain't never done it, so you don't need to do it. But it's like, no, because, and I guess maybe the answer is because we don't know. Like, they didn't tell you, so you don't know. You just doing whatever, And so I think it's just really important. Like, a lot of these things open a door to something else. It can be a slippery slope into something else. Yeah. And a lot of times we don't even know what we're dealing with, but it's because we have opened the door to so many things. Because we don't have the discipline, we haven't been shutting it off. So it's just important to know why, and let's dive into some of the tools.
Yes. So how do you navigate social situations where abstinence may be challenged or misunderstood?
Very good question. I think, so for real, at first, you just avoid them. Okay?
Just don't go.
Like, just don't go. Okay, but no, that's not practical. But like, at times there will be moments where you will have to say, okay, I cannot go to this place. All right. If I'm trying to not eat if I'm trying to watch my diet and not, what is the word? I'm trying to starts with a P, portion. Okay.
Oh, portion control.
Hold on. If I am trying to use portion control, I cannot go to an all-you-can-eat buffet.
Right.
Because I'm not watching my portions. I want to get my money's worth, so I'm eating everything. Right. So that's an example of when I just should not go, okay? Right. So one tool is just not go. And then the other tool is also being confident in your why.
Yes, I was going to say that. Yeah, that's
you were going to say that?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. When I'm confident in my why, or maybe if I'm not even confident in my why, I'm confident in my stance, okay? When I'm confident in my why and I'm confident in my stance, it's easier for me to go in these spaces and say, no. And they like, well, why? Because you can just do a little bit, and God, ain't nobody judging you, and God not going to be mad at you. It's not about that. Yeah, and thank you for that. I know that he loves me with his whole heart, and I'm still deciding not to do this.
Right.
Thank you. Okay?
Thank you.
So, yes, it's just one, growing in your confidence and standing on your why, okay? Because once you know your personal why, and that's another tip right there. What's your personal why, not the quote unquote why somebody told me not to do it, but Tyra's why might be different from my why.
Right.
Okay. So once I know my why, I'm confident in my why, it's easier for me to navigate those difficult situations or social situations where people might challenge me. And I'll let you answer because I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep going.
I would say, how do you navigate it? I think also I think you have to be confident. I have to know why I'm doing this. And if I go back to the why, then it will help me to like stand on it and not do these certain things. Like if I'm not, so right now in life, I'm working on not overeating. Mm-hmm. Why do I not want to overeat? Because I don't want to gain any more weight and I want to be healthy. Yeah. So when I go into these places, that's what I'm remembering. Mm-hmm. I don't want to gain weight and I want to be healthy. So that's going to make me get the right portions on my plate. That's going to make me stop. Like, okay, I'm getting full. Okay, Tyra, do you want to be healthy? And do you want to gain more weight? What's the answer? Right. So I think if we are in these social situations and you become uncomfortable, or if somebody is peer pressuring you or whatever it is, if you remind yourself of your why, I'm doing this because I want to be closer to God. I'm doing this because I want him to get the glory out of my life. I'm doing this because I just simply don't want to keep making the same mistakes over again. Mm-hmm. I think that will help you in navigating that.
That's good. I'm doing this because nothing else worked.
Nothing else worked.
It didn't work. All the other options didn't work. So I'm going to try this one. It just don't work. Another thing I want to say, like, because we said when you're being misunderstood, I think it's important that that you don't have to defend. I think that we get, especially this day and age, like our culture right now was like everybody want to argue and you got to know I'm right. Everybody's arguing to be right. Right. Okay. And so whatever you're choosing to abstain from, take a break from, take a step back from, you do not have to argue with anybody about it. Mm-hmm. It's your choice in your life. And as long as you're glorifying God and you are doing what he asked you to do, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It ain't for you. Mm-hmm. It ain't for you. It's above me. You don't have to defend it. And so I think it's good. What I'm also learning too in this, like, when do I just say, okay, all right, I don't have to keep going back in this conversation. Like, I see that this is not going well. Mm-hmm. I see that we're not going to be on the same page about this topic. So I'm just going to say, okay. And that's it. But I don't have to fight to be right for this because I know what the Lord told me, and what the Lord told you might be different. So have at it.
You got it.
Okay. But I'm pretty sure he wants us to all to be healthy. But anyway, okay. But yeah, we don't have to defend. You don't have to defend. You don't have to fight. Just know when to just stop that conversation with the person and when you're in an instance where you feel like it's going left or right and people are misunderstanding you, it's okay just to be like, okay, I see we have differences of opinions, and leave it alone.
Right.
TJ, can you share, let's say, some like misconceptions or things like, what do people think abstinence is, but it's really not?
I guess people think you're not going to have fun. Mm. Like people think like if I stop drinking or if I stop smoking or if I stop having sex, like I'm not going to have fun.
Yeah, that's so true.
And even I thought that myself. Like I thought that I wasn't going to have fun. I really thought that being a Christian was just going to be some very isolated thing. Like, just growing up in a church, that's what, until you get married, you just boring. You can't do nothing. So, that's what I thought. But what I'm really learning is there are a lot of other things you can do. Yes. There are a lot of other things you can do, and you won't have the side effects. The side effects of a lot of these things that we're calling fun are giving us hangovers. And not just alcohol hangovers. I'm talking about things that's going to stick with you. Yeah. Situations that are sticking with you. People that are sticking with you. Hurt, pain, depression, sadness. All these things are sticking with you when you kind of overindulge in all these things. So I think we have to learn what fun is. I think Tiffany Montgomery said that. What do you think is fun? We have to unlearn what fun is for us.
And who told you being a Christian wasn't fun?
Yeah.
Who told you that? And what idea, like, what have we made? What is this visual that we put in our head of what fun is? Yeah, that's what she was saying.
Yeah. So like, so fun for me is reading a book. Mm-hmm. Fun for me is like, I do like to go to church. I honestly do. I love praise and worship. I love to be there. So that's fun for me. Mm-hmm. But everybody is not like that. So whatever these, and I think also once you take a break from partying and doing all this stuff, like you're going to naturally navigate into other things, like with your time. And so you may find something out that you never knew that you should try. Like I never knew I was going to like pottery, you know, not me, somebody. I never knew I was going to like pottery. And so it will allow you to try those other things and also not be around the same people who are doing those same things every single day. You're not going to be able to find something new trying to do that.
That's very good. Very good. I love that. And I have to agree that I think that's the number one misconception. I think that's the number one thing that people think is that when I'm abstinent, I'm not gonna have fun. Whatever I'm abstaining from, that I'm not gonna have fun. And I also think that people don't have, or we, not people, but we think it's not gonna work.
Yeah.
We don't see, we just think it's not gonna work. Like, yeah, okay, I tried to do that before. Mm-hmm. I tried to stop and I didn't see any benefits, or it wasn't really helpful for me. Mm-hmm. And I think like everything that starts, it's not going to be just like this kind of change, an instant reaction. It's a long-term thing. Like we said last time in part 1, that abstinence is a journey. Yeah. When you put that seed in the ground, when you're planting something, you put that seed in the ground, it does not sprout up the next day. Mm-mm. It does not sprout up the next day. It literally has to go through all these stages, breaking through the seed, then coming up through the dirt. Then after it's coming through the dirt, it grows and grows, and then you get that flower or that plant. But it doesn't even just start as that flower of the plant. It has to have this little tiny bloom, and then it grows into something else. So what I'm saying is that there's not going to be an instant result. You're not going to instantly feel healthier just because you didn't eat, get 2 pieces of chicken. You got 1. Like, you're not going to instantly feel better. No, it takes some time. And then after your body adjusts, you'll adjust. Instead of justice. After your body adjusts, you can see like, oh wow, like I feel like I can breathe a little bit lighter. I think when me and Tyra stopped eating beef and pork for a while. I be eating beef sometimes still. Okay, I love me a good steak. But anyway,
pork.
I do a hot link. Okay, y'all. If we have a barbecue, let me tell you right now, give me a beef hot link because I'm eating that mug. All right, I love me some hot links. But anyway, I'm working on it. I think they did have some turkey. Some turkey hot links. But anyway, back on to the topic at hand while I tell my business. But yes, I do love me some hot links. So when we first stopped eating pork and beef, our family was like, like, no. Because let me tell y'all something, y'all, they got some pork, beef, every meal. Probably 2 of them, okay? Right. Every meal they had that. And so it was really a big change for our family. They just were so against it. So when we would come over, like for our Sunday family dinners, me and Tyra would be kind of leaving hungry sometimes because they had pork chops, and so all we had was sides to eat. And I don't want no sides. Anyway, so it was hard. It was a hard change for us at first. Like, we didn't see the results. It was like, man, why do we? But then all of a sudden our body was changing. We started feeling lighter. We could breathe a little bit more. And that was just stopping eating the pork and beef. Right. And so, and then after that, now our family, they have adjusted and they put in turkey legs and the greens instead of ham hocks.
It's so good.
Okay? And it's so good. A smoked turkey. Y'all need to try that. If y'all still putting ham hocks in your food, y'all need to try a smoked turkey leg. I promise you it's going to be bomb. Okay? You never misses. But anyway, and then now the change has started in our family to where they are substituting turkey. Now they're going to eat their pork and beef, when they want to, but at least they're number one, being mindful of us. And 2, they are trying to change as well. And so I think that even comes with when we're saying when we're being challenged, just be patient because we are light, right? We know that we are light, and light has to darkness has to flee when light comes in the room. So you just have to let your light shine and then it will move. It will change.
Yeah. And also with that about the seed reference and being patient, like I think sometimes too we feel like, oh, I still want to do this. Or I still feel a hankering for this. I think we think we're not doing a good job. Yeah, or like, or I have to go back because I still want to do it, you know? Mm-hmm. And I think just to add on to that, we do have to be patient with ourselves. And it's sometimes it's confusing. Like I thought I was done with this, you know? Mm-hmm. But I think we have to be patient with where we're at and where we're trying to go. And just remember that it's not going to happen overnight. Like you said, but you can do this. You can do this, especially if you believe that you can and you know that you're doing it for a good reason. You can do this. It's not, you can overcome.
You can overcome. Because we are overcomers.
Yeah.
We're more than conquerors. Amen. I like that. I like that. You have to be patient. We have to be patient with ourselves. Mm-hmm. And I think that when it comes to change, the things that we have to change, we're never patient. Like, it's like we can work with somebody else. Yeah. We can be patient. We can walk alongside somebody else and they are going through their changes and when they need help. But when it comes to ourselves, we are so impatient and hurtful. Like, take your time, okay? Take your time. Love on yourself. Be patient and forgive yourself, okay? When you missed that mark, you had set a goal. And when you have set a goal and you didn't meet it, it's okay. So, all right, I know let's get back on here and let's do it again.
And you're never too old to start over, too. Yes. Like, sometimes I feel like, Tyra, you are too old to be having this problem now or still be going through this. Like, you've been loving God too long to be going through this. But it's like, it doesn't matter your age. It doesn't matter how far in between that you have stopped something or short in between. It's okay to try again.
That's so good. So TJ, since you are in a romantic relationship, me not yet, but soon, no, I'm playing. How do you communicate your decisions on practicing abstinence in romantic relationships? And that's whatever you're being abstinent from. How do you communicate that in a romantic relationship?
Yeah, and I think I did say a little bit of this in the last episode or in the abstinence episode, but it's just being upfront and honest. Like, just get it out the way. Because if they don't agree, then at least y'all know up front. It's not y'all didn't fell in love and then you say like, oh, I'm not having sex till I'm married. And he like, girl, you've been teasing me this whole time. You know, and it's kind of not fair, you know? So I think the best way is just to be upfront. And also, like you were saying earlier, be confident. If you're confident in that, you don't have to hide it or try to be shy about it or be worried about how they're going to feel and react to it. Because you never know that your confidence stance on it may change their confidence stance on it, even if, and I think I did say that as well in the last episode. So honestly, it's no strategy. It's no nothing to uncover, nothing deep. Just be open and upfront. Now, you ain't got to say when you first meet the man, I ain't doing this and I ain't doing that. Like, you don't got to do that man like that. You know, you can make a casual conversation or say, okay, what are your views on this and this and this? Now, when you ask them, what are your views on this and this? Don't let their answer, don't let their response change your stance, because it's okay if they don't agree. It really is okay. And it should not move you, you know? So, but just get it out. Just get it out. And I think if we are more honest and open in the beginning of these relationships, they won't lead to doom. Like they won't lead to heartbreak. It can just be mutual. It's not for us, and you can move on.
I love that. I love that. Being upfront. So you're saying being upfront, and then can you give me an example? Like, let's say I meet the guy at the bar.
Okay.
And I don't drink.
Okay. Because what are you doing there?
Because my friends, I came with my friends.
Okay.
All right. Because everybody say when you single, you're single. Okay. Who do you, I'm like, how you meet new people? They like, well, you should just go to a bar. Even though I do not agree with this. Like, don't tell me to go to a bar. If I say I don't drink. So why would I go to a bar? But anyway, that's beside the point. Yeah. I came with my friends. Okay. They invited me out. I came with my friends and I met this guy at the bar. Okay. It's hypothetical. And then, but now when I'm on an actual date with this person that I met at the bar, and I want to express to them I don't drink, even though they met me at the bar. Right. How do I have this conversation?
I think so. He's probably going to ask you, do you want to drink? Okay. Or when the waiter comes, you can just say, oh, I want Shirley Temple. I want a Shirley Temple. And, it may come in that way, and he's going to say, oh, you don't want to drink? you know? And I think a lot of times when we're out places and people, like our friends will see, they be like, twins, y'all drinking? And you just say no. Like, no, I'm not. No, I don't want to drink. And then he'll probably ask you why, you know, or and if not, if you are, I don't know how it could come out, but just say like, oh, I know you met me at a bar, but I don't drink, you know, when he asks you. I feel like it has to be, he may have to ask you. I don't feel like you have to say like,
hey, by the way, I don't drink.
Yeah, like I feel like it's more organic if you wait on it to come up, because he may not ask you. It may not even be a big deal to him. He may not even care. So I think just be organic. I mean, just trying to make it as organic as possible.
Organic conversation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that helpful?
That's very helpful, I believe. What y'all think? Yes, I think that's helpful. And because you're still upfront, honest in the beginning of a conversation. And I do one thing that you were saying. I remember like these girls who would be like, oh, I'm not having sex. So the first time that they talk to the dude, they like, yeah, I'm not having sex or whatever. It's like, you don't have to, because it's almost like, really, now I'm being Iyanla, but it's almost like you're already doing that as a defense so he can say no, and then it's like, see, I knew it wasn't going to work anyway. I knew he was going to be like that anyway. But it's also, I feel like your approach to things always matter. So when you're having these conversations, like, it doesn't have to be, even though this is, if it's a deal breaker, that's a deal breaker and that's fine. But like, just think about your approach, because this might be a teaching lesson. This might be a teaching moment for you. But if you're already defensive and kind of almost nasty and off-putting about what you're not going to do, then it's no room. It's no room for a conversation. It's no room for a dialogue, because you already rah-rah. So I think it's very important to open up space for these conversations to happen, and then let them be a teachable moment if it needs to be a teachable moment. Because a lot of, in this day and age, people are not abstinence. In this day and age, people are not abstinent from a lot of things. So you might having these conversations with people honestly and openly are very helpful.
Yeah, because they made their first time hearing it.
This might be their first time hearing it.
Yeah.
Might be their first time hearing it. You a man, you go into this woman, you say, oh yeah, I don't do that. You gonna blow her mind. She gonna like, you don't do what? You don't drink, you don't what? You don't this, you don't what? You know, whatever your thing is that you're being abstinent from, it might blow their mind and really open the avenue for a conversation, a new relationship to bloom, or a new perspective to bloom.
Yeah, that's good. Okay, Queen Ky, can you give me your number one strategy? What's your number one strategy for staying committed to being abstinent? What's your number one strategy?
Number one. Can I give you 3?
Okay.
I'm going to give you 2.
Okay.
I'm going to give you 2. My number one strategy is prayer.
Okay. Yeah, that's good.
You got to pray. You have to pray. You have to pray. I mean, like, God, help me. I'm frustrated. Help me. I got this. Thank you for your help.
Yes.
Thank you for your help. I need you to guide me. Give me some strategy to have this conversation, how to lead the temptation, because the scripture says resist the devil, he will flee. So if all I got to do is resist this temptation, it will flee from me. That's prayer. So I think that, prayer in all of the ways that it needs to happen, you can't do anything without it.
That's good.
Okay? Pray without ceasing. You got to pray. So I think my number one strategy is prayer. And my second one is, I just changed it, but maybe being patient.
Yeah.
My third one is avoid.
At all costs, just avoid it. That's good, though. That really is good.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm avoid it. So, you coming? No, I ain't coming. All right, that's where I am right now. But if y'all got some, let us know, okay? But yes, I will say prayer, patience, avoidance. All right,
good.
TJ, what's your number one strategy?
I would say eat the word. Eat the word. Because when you are filling up, when you are filling these places where there once was something, if you are filling it with something else, you will no longer have that that desire. So I would say eat the word. You get full up on the word. You won't. If I'm drinking water, that's why I say drink your water so you won't eat that much. If I drink my water, then I ain't worried about no alcohol because I can't even take nothing else in my stomach. You know. So I'll just say eat the word. The word, the Bible, the Word of God, the Holy Bible. It has tools. It has the help. It has the things that will give us peace. The words that will comfort and encourage us in these times. So eat the word up as much as you can. A verse a day, a chapter a day, something. Even the Bible app has a verse a day. They're already going to give you that. So use that because it's going to help you in the long run. And even me, I always felt like I always heard people say that, like, oh, if you filling up on God, you won't need to be filled up on nothing else. But honestly, it is the truth. And I wish I would have listened. Because it is the truth and it does help. It's like I don't want to do anything that doesn't please God. I just don't want to. But it's because I spent time, built relationship, and read his word at this point in my life. I'm not saying I was always there, but it's what has got me there is building the relationship, is reading the Bible, and learning about God and learning about other people in the Bible who have been through the same thing. Yes. There are all stories that we can relate to. And I know a lot of people say like, oh, the Bible is made up, it's made up. But even if it's made up, are these stories not helpful?
Right.
Like,
don't this help
you? Are they still not helpful? Like, so I don't even care about that comment. Like, it's still helpful. It's still a story, just like your bedtime stories, whatever. It's still something that is helpful to you if you use it. And it's not made up.
It's not made up. But I like what you said, and I think so you have to replace spiritually and you have to replace physically.
Yeah.
Okay, so spiritually, when I'm trying to abstain from certain things, I'm gonna read the word. I'm gonna read the word, and I'm gonna pray and read the word. And specifically, don't just read. Well, I know you. First, you just gonna read the word randomly. Then try to find those scriptures specifically for what you need. Okay, so that's how I'm gonna replace it spiritually. And then physically, I'm gonna replace it with a hobby. Yes. I'm gonna replace it with work. I'm gonna replace it with people that are healthy for me. Yeah. My friends. I'm gonna with some music.
Not spending time alone.
Like those are some physical things that we can do to replace whatever we're trying to abstain from. If I'm trying to abstain from food, I'm not going to go to a buffet. So I'm going to go to cafes, okay? If I'm trying to abstain from drinking, I'm not going to drink alcohol, but I'm going to drink fruity drinks. What are those? Mocktails. I'm going to drink a mocktail because a lot of times we just like the way it looks. Yeah. Okay? So I'm going to drink a mocktail instead of getting the actual cocktail. Okay? And then if I'm abstaining from sex, you're going to have to do it. You need to ride a bike.
Ride a bike. Go to the gym.
Go to the gym.
Don't find yourself alone with dates. Like, if you're dating somebody, don't find yourself alone or in places that are kind of too intimate.
Yeah, like I'm not going to come to your house every night. We ain't doing the, you know how they be, I'm going to cook for you at my house.
Yeah, we ain't cooking for each other.
We can't do that till like you strong, clink, until you can hold it down. But anyway, those are some things that you can do. Try to find when you are... when you begin your abstinence journey, whatever you start to abstain from, big or small, replace. Okay? We're going to replace that emptiness or the things that we're taking out spiritually with the word and through prayer, and physically through the different activities or the different things that we can do that I described. But let us know, what are you doing what are you abstaining from, and how are you replacing? We want to thank y'all for listening today.
Thank you.
We want to thank you for listening to Single, Saved, and Growing. Remember, you won't always be single, but you'll always be growing. This episode is part of the Breaking Ice, Building Bridges community podcast platform, brought to you by Possibilities.